Okay guys, welcome back to Tech Titans. So in my hand right now, on the left I've got the legendary iPhone 13 Pro in Graphite, and on the right the iPhone 16 Pro in this really sleek desert titanium. And honestly, if you're watching this, you're probably sitting there with the 13 Pro or maybe even an older model and you're confused. You're seeing the new iPhone 17 series out there, but you're also seeing the price drop on the 16 Pro and wondering, is the 16 Pro actually the sweet spot right now? Or maybe you just want to know if your 13 Pro is still, relevant. So in this video, we're going to do a side-by-side humble comparison. I'm going to talk about everything from the design, that new display size, performance with the latest iOS 26, and something really interesting I did with the battery on this old 13 Pro. Let's get into it. First, let's give a little context. This 13 Pro, this was my daily driver for like 2 years. I absolutely loved it. I skipped the 14 Pro, went to the 15 Pro, and now for full disclosure, my main daily driver is actually the iPhone 17 Pro. But this 13 Pro, it's still kicking around as my secondary phone. And looking at the design, yeah, the 13 Pro has those shiny stainless steel sides. And if you've used one, it is a massive fingerprint magnet. It looks premium, sure, but it's heavy. Switching to the iPhone 16 Pro, this desert titanium color is just sleek. For me, this is probably the peak design material Apple has ever used. It's titanium, so it's lighter, it's stronger, and the best part, it's matte. So unlike the 13 Pro, it doesn't keep fingerprints anymore. Also, size-wise, the 16 Pro bumped the screen up to 6.3 inches compared to the 6.1 on the 13 Pro. And honestly, it's a nice upgrade without feeling too huge. The bezels are thinner and you get the dynamic island instead of the notch, which definitely looks more modern. But I gotta say, the 13 Pro's display is still really decent. It's not like looking at ancient tech at all. And the main reason for that is the ProMotion. The 13 Pro was actually the first iPhone to get that 120 Hz refresh rate, and it makes such a huge difference. Even today, 4 years later, swiping through menus or scrolling web pages, it is just buttery smooth. When you combine that high refresh rate with Apple's OLED panel, which has those really deep blacks and vibrant colors, it still looks incredible. So even though it has the notch, the actual viewing experience, it feels just as premium and fast as the newer models, because that smoothness is really what matters day to day. Now let's talk performance, because this is where things get interesting. I actually ran Geekbench 6 on both of these just before filming. On the 13 Pro, we're looking at a single core score of 2,426 and a multi-core of 5,995. For a phone that's 4 years old, that's still surprisingly great. Apps open quick, swiping is smooth, it handles day-to-day stuff like a champ. But then you look at the 16 Pro, it's hitting 3,448 on single core and a massive 8,748 on multi-core, and the metal GPU score, 32,766. It's a beast. I do a lot of gaming on my review units, and the 16 Pro can play AAA games for the next generation basically. The thermal management is much improved over the 15 Pro. It still gets warm. Yeah, not that annoying heat, but just a warm feeling. But it sustains performance way better. One thing to consider though is RAM. The 13 Pro has 6 GB. It's okay, but on my base model 13, apps reload constantly. On the 13 Pro, it's better, but compared to the 8 GB on the 16 Pro, there's a gap. The 16 Pro keeps apps open in the background way longer. It's reliable. Obviously, the new iPhone 17 Pro has 12 GB, which is a huge leap, but 8 GB on the 16 Pro is still very relevant by Apple standards. Okay, battery life. This is a huge topic for 13 Pro users. My 13 Pro battery health dropped to 71% and honestly, it sucked. I was charging it like 2-3 times a day. So what's special about this unit I'm holding, I actually replaced the battery myself recently. I bought an aftermarket battery from Cortex. It's got double power apparently. It was pretty easy to install. Now it does show that unknown part message because it's not genuine Apple, but no problem. With this new battery, the 13 Pro is back to performing like new. It handles a whole day easily. So if you're on a 13 Pro and don't want to upgrade, just swap the battery. It breathes new life into it. On the flip side, the iPhone 16 Pro Mine is at 100% health with about 160 cycles. Battery life here is solid. I can go a whole day with mainstream tasks, calling, social media, browsing without worrying. Especially with the new adaptive power feature on iOS 26, I've noticed some nice improvements there. Speaking of software, both of these are running the latest iOS 26. And I want to discuss this for a second because in my experience, iOS 26 is really great. Apple introduced this new liquid glass style with the animations, and it is just so satisfying to watch. It makes older versions like, let's say, iOS 18 feel really old. Surprisingly, the 13 Pro handles this new liquid glass UI really well. It uses a lot of resources, but the phone doesn't stutter. However, on the 16 Pro, it's just more fluid. One thing to note, when I first updated the 16 Pro to iOS 26, it got pretty warm for a few days. I think it was just re-indexing system files, settling in. After that, it's been smooth sailing. Now, Apple Intelligence. The 16 Pro supports it, the 13 Pro doesn't, but honestly, for me, it's not a huge deal. Apple Intelligence by now, it's still kind of in that early, almost beta phase. I usually just end up using alternatives that are more powerful like Gemini or ChatGPT. So if you're upgrading just for Apple Intelligence, maybe wait or just lower your expectations a bit. Camera-wise, this is where the upgrade is massive. The 13 Pro has great 12 megapixel cameras, don't get me wrong, but the 16 Pro, you get a 48 megapixel main sensor and a 48 megapixel ultra wide. The detail is insane. But the real game changer for me is the telephoto. On the 13 Pro, you're stuck with 3x zoom. The 16 Pro brings that 5x optical zoom that used to be exclusive to the Max models. And for video, 4K at 120 FPS on the 16 Pro is just beautiful. If you like slow motion, oh, and the 16 Pro has that camera control button. Back then, people thought this was gonna be huge. For me, honestly, it's nice to have, but I barely use it. It's more of a fidget toy than a functional tool for my workflow. One last critical thing to consider, the port. iPhone 13 Pro is Lightning, iPhone 16 Pro is USB-C. And not just any USB-C. The 16 Pro uses USB 3 technology, which supports speeds up to 10 Gbps. This is way faster than the base model iPhone 16 or even the new iPhone 17 base model, which are still stuck on USB 2 speeds. If you transfer large video files, this is a lifesaver. So conclusion, iPhone 13 Pro versus iPhone 16 Pro. If you are still using the 13 Pro, honestly, if you replace the battery like I did, it is still a very capable phone. It handles iOS 26, the performance is decent, and it's fine for a backup or light user. But if you are looking to upgrade, I recommend you buying this iPhone 16 Pro. Why? Because with the iPhone 17 series out now, the price on the 16 Pro is really stealing. You get that titanium build, the 5x telephoto, USB-C speeds, and 8 gigs of RAM that keeps it relevant. It's a huge upgrade from the 13 Pro. However, if you find the price gap between the 16 Pro and the 17 Pro isn't that huge in your region, I'd prefer to go with the 17 Pro. Just because it's the newest, has better thermals, and that massive battery to performance upgrade. But for a budget-conscious Pro user, the 16 Pro is the winner right now. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.